Hello, thank you for joining me for these techniques. I'm just going to talk you through different ways of holding your yarn and hook. There is a traditional way, but at the end of the day it's really down to what's comfortable to you. Now, a traditional way is to have your hook in your right hand, and obviously if you're left-handed it would be this way, and you hold it like a knife. The other way is to hold it like a pen. I find holding it like a knife gives me more movement, how I can move the hook. Some people who knit, so you hold the yarn in your left hand, and once you've made your slip knot, the yarn goes over the index finger, and then I just pop it over my little finger like that. For me, that gives me enough tension. However, lots of people like to wind it around their finger once or twice or even more. You might want to thread it through all your fingers. You might want to thread it around your little finger. It's all about what is comfortable for you to get the correct tension. So this is how I hold mine. And you should hold the knot up here so that you can let go of the hook and it stays in the stitch. If you're a knitter and you can't get to grips with holding it that way, you can hold it and do the yarn as if you're knitting. So that you would hold it like this, you would go over the hook and pull your stitch through. So you can do it that way, so that you still can crochet in the way that lots of people knit. So I just use the traditional way, which is a bit of a bunny here, bunny's ear, and then that's his mouth. There we go. So from this point I go into making a chain. So I put the yarn over the hook, and because I have this yarn section here, it makes it much easier and quicker to put the yarn over. You could hold the stitch and actually put the yarn over that way, come back and hold the stitch and pull it through. What I do is go over, move my thumb and finger up to right next to the hook. I'm holding the stitch tight so it doesn't change its size, and I pull it through. I then push the hook all the way through, back to the thumb grip, and do my next one. Push your hook all the way through. Now the reason you do that is because this is the width of your hook here. If you were to do everything down here, it's a smaller size, so therefore it would be extremely tight and you won't be able to pull the stitches through. I'll try and demonstrate that. So you go over, down here, and can you see they're all tightening, and then you're trying to pull it through the stitch, but the stitch is also tightening because you've got this really, really tight and you can't always get it through. So you have to push it back. You hold this here to keep that stitch the same size, so that when it goes down here it's actually quite loose, and then you're just pulling the yarn through. And my finger comes down to release the yarn, and as I push the hook back up and I hold it, my finger comes up and pulls the yarn through my hand from the ball. So yarn over, squeezing the stitch here at the base, bringing the hook, and I'm pulling the hook through. I'm not taking it off with my left hand. So yarn over, pull the hook through the stitch, bringing my finger down to release the tension of the yarn, bring my hook back up so that the stitch is up by the thumb grip, bring my finger back up to pull the yarn through from the ball. Over, holding it on the top, I'm now holding it here, through, over, up, through, Now you do have to be careful that you keep the chain facing the same way so that all your V's are lined up.